Just moments away from another game here at AZ Compass Prep in Chandler, Arizona. This time between the AZ Compass Prep Dragons, their grind team, taking on 5-Star Academy. Alongside Brendan Paul, I'm Kobe Bronstein. Brendan, you just came off of the headset, and just a few minutes later, you're calling another one.
Yeah, we're going to be back at it, but that's how these tournaments sort of go. You know, you got back-to-back games, and we had a good one just finish up. Leighton Christian knocked out Bella Vista late in the game with a 4-point victory, and now two really good teams coming back at it. So we're going to be in for another good day of basketball here.
This game starting at 12:30 Mountain Standard Time. 5-Star Academy out of Inland Empire, California, not too far outside of Los Angeles. They're coached by Jason Van Horn. And for the Homeside Dragons, PJ Howard is the head coach. We just have national anthem so far, and tip-off in just a couple minutes here. AZ Compass Prep, don't go anywhere, and Inferno TV will be back.
The rules of the game and the decisions should be respected.
All right, we got through the national anthem here in Chandler, Arizona at AZ Compass Prep. The intros as well, and just awaiting tip-off in a few seconds between AZ Compass Prep, their grind team. They're taking on 5-Star Academy out of Inland Empire, California. And the starters for AZ Compass, the Dragons, Nazir Kennedy, Jacob Williford, Luke Danielson, Cam Robinson, and Elijah Summers. For 5-Star Academy, Kaylin Anderson, Adrian Marcus, Jaden Nasser, and Jason Van Horn Jr. And we're underway here in Chandler. Tip controlled by the Dragons. Dragons going from left to right, rather right to left. And 5-Star going the other way. Ball into the hands of Robinson. 15 seconds to go on the shot clock. Probing, back out, right wing 3. Can't connect, it's short. Rebounded by 5-Star. Jaden Nasser with control, getting it out towards the right wing. Now back out towards the top of the key. Finding a cutter and scoring. Off the glass, Kaylin Anderson gets this game rolling. Another backdoor the other way for Compass. They keep it in, back up towards the top of the key. Cam Robinson trying to direct traffic. 2025 point guard for the Dragons. Moving left, good defense by Kaylin Anderson, who just scored. They get the ball down low, and back the other way for the deuce is Luke Danielson for the Dragons.
Beautiful high-low there from Compass. They're going to rely on that for a lot of this game with the size they have.
Kennedy up top, guarding 5-Star really closely and answering the other way off the glass in the paint, Jaden Nasser. So 4-2 for 5-Star early. Kennedy thinking about a 3 in the left wing. They roll it to the other side, working baseline. Taking it back towards the middle. A dribble handoff for Danielson, and then his cross-court pass under the hoop, in and out of the hands of Elijah Summers. And a turnover for the Dragons.
Good motion there from Compass Prep's grind squad on that possession, though, going underneath on the right block and then kicking out far side corner. That's going to be a very big play. It's going to be there for some good opportunities.
Nasser with the ball, being picked up by Kennedy full court. Takes it over the center line, now gets it above the perimeter. They switch it to the other side. Good dribble, step through move, but the pass under the hoop intercepted. Kennedy going the other way, leading the charge. Off the glass, no good. Rebounded the other way, going quickly is Marcus, and he slams it home. 4-point lead early, 6-2 for 5-Star. And Coach P.J. Howard for Compass Prep doesn't like what he sees, calls a quick timeout with 5:49 remaining, and his team down 4.
Yeah, that's a quick start for 5-Star coming in from California. And you saw there, Jaden Nasser was wide open down the lane, had a slam jam fest there, and really good start. I like the pace I'm seeing from 5-Star. Compass Grind is going to have to try and recollect and sort of rebalance themselves here. Good timeout there for P.J. Howard. They were a little confused.
A lot of youth and a mix of some experience on the AZ Compass Prep Grind team. Just one senior, rather 2 seniors in Mateo Sullivan and Devin Pless. Both are sitting on the bench right now. The rest of the team is made up of juniors and sophomores, so many players, Brandon, to come are expected to go to that national team, and we'll see them on a big stage very, very soon.
Absolutely, and once you get to that national stage, I mean, we're looking around the banners here, and there are quite a few very high-profile college and even some NBA guys that have come through AZ Compass Prep, Ty Washington being one of the most recent ones.
Another banner they can tack on soon, most likely to be drafted, Jeremiah Fears from Oklahoma. Shout out to Oklahoma. You're from Oklahoma too, Brendan. How about that? Back in action here. The shot just off the side of the left paint. No good from Compass Prep. Leading the charge the other way is Jaden Nasser, already with 2 of the 6 points for 5-Star. Being guarded by Kennedy ferociously. The Euro step in the paint. They get it out towards the left wing. Back iron, no good. Rebounded by Jacob Williford for Compass. And another turnover. That pass up the court to no avail. 2 turnovers already for the Dragons.
They've really got to get back in this game. 5-Star, when they start hitting, they're going to get on a roll here.
Kennedy so far has been hounding down Nasser of 5-Star. Left-handed pass in the corner, nobody home. That three-pointer rattles out. Rebounded by Williford once again. The aforementioned Williford with the ball, just outside the left wing. Canada thought about a deep three. Probing towards the middle. They get it back out towards Marcus. On the logo. 15 seconds to go on the shot clock. Driving towards the left. Backboard, no rim, and a miss. Rebounded by Five Star, but they give it away. They get it out to the left corner, wide open for three. It's short for Compass. It was tipped briefly, and it's going to go to the team in gray, Five Star Academy. So a couple switches in possession there, and some good shots too, but not amounting to any points.
Definitely. Compass got a couple of great opportunities there. Just need to capitalize. Cam Robinson had a wide open three. He'll hit that if he gets another chance.
Really good defense again by Kennedy guarding Nasser. Working from left to right, looking back door. The pass connected, and the up and under layup is good from Adrian Marcus. 6'7" small forward from Five Star. Kennedy with it up top. Jason Van Horn Jr. on him. Left to right crossover move. Hesitation, no good. He was blocked from behind, but they called a foul. That's going to go on Kalen Anderson. So Kennedy missed, got his own board, and quickly put it up, but was fouled from behind. He goes to the charity stripe for two.
Good pursuit there from Canada, and yeah, got a little hack on the arm there at the end, so he'll go to the free throw line. And interesting to see Five Star only putting two on the line here is.
And nobody on the line here for AZ Compass. They're having a full squad meeting right now with the five on the court. That's led by PJ Howard, which is since adjourned. And Canada knocked down the first as well. So it's 8-3, still in favor of Five Star. And even on the second free throw, nobody in that lime yellow and green in the paint. Canada calmly knocks down the second. And the deficit is just 4 now for Compass.
And now they're starting to get a little pressure here, 2 in the front court.
That's Cam Robinson. That was on Nasser. Nasser with the ball, working towards the right, and he's blocked under the hoop. They get it back out towards the top of the key, way off. Hit the side of the rim of the backboard. And another costly turnover in their own backcourt as well. That time an errant pass from Luke Danielson. He was just looking to his mate across the floor and directly across from him vertically. And that pass goes awry into the stands. So Five Star catches another break. 8-4, 3:45 to go in the first quarter. Working towards the right, Nasser crosses over, then spins now back to his right hand. And his mid-range is good. Nice turnaround move from Nasser. He has 4 points, and it's 10-4 now for Five Star. Couple players entering the game for Compass Prep. Summers is out briefly. He's back in. And we're going to get a foul going the other way. The aforementioned Summers with a moving screen. So it's just these self-inflicted wounds that have led to now 4 turnovers early on. Not what you want to see if you're PJ Howard and Compass.
Definitely not, but still a chance, only down 6, and they get a break there. A nice steal on the press break there, but yeah, the turnovers have really been the difference here in this first quarter.
And they want to draw the same to Five Star. Initially applying a full court press, but then retreating. Nasser once again bringing it up the floor. They get it over the center line. Working towards the right, just off the top of the key. Now back up towards the top of the key on the front of the logo. Working left, a jump stop. Back towards the top of the key. Driving a Euro. Trying to get it down low was Marcus to Jedediah Wilford, and it goes off of him, and deja vu in a way. But a turnover this time for Five Star there first.
And now AZ Compass has to take advantage of this turnover and get on the board and cut this deficit down.
Under 3 to play here in the first quarter. Almost miscommunication again, but Mateo Sullivan in for the first time. Another turnover. He was trying to look back door pretty low. Williford with the steal, kicked it back out. Nobody home at the top of the key. And taking a spill was Nasser, and he missed as well. But Compass Prep gets the ball all the way up the floor, and in transition, it's Sullivan finishing at the rim. Compass Prep and man. They swing the ball to the other side. On the near side, it's Williford that gets it under the hoop. And we get a foul. Looks like it's going to be 3 shots in that far corner. Yes, it will. That's going on Will Gordon, sharpshooter in that 2026 class that has played a couple of games with that national team. That's his first foul. And that sends Jason Van Horn Jr. to the line. Swishes the first. It's now 11-6 for Five Star Academy, a team led by head coach Jason Van Horn and his son on the line in junior. Makes a second as well.
Jason Van Horn Jr. is a guy that has a pretty shooting stroke, and you put him on the line, it's usually going to result on 100% of his makes there. So far, perfect.
Couple of buckets so far for Compass Prep, but it's mostly been all 5-star early on. And they tack on another one. Perfect at the line, 3 for 3, is Horn Jr. Bringing up the floor is Robinson. Switches hands on the left side of the floor. They get it down low to Summers. That wraparound is good off the glass. He'll get an opportunity at the line to tack onto that. A nice move by Summers and a good pass as well.
Absolutely great presence there, and Summers, a nice little layup off the glass, cutting this lead down just a free throw away from making it a 4-point game.
Elijah Summers, another member of this junior class. Can't get that free throw to fall, so just a 2-point play instead of the old-fashioned 3. 13-8 in favor of 5-star. Working on the 5-star, back out towards the perimeter. Here's Van Horn Jr. working on Gordon. Both players take a spill, and they're going to call a foul on Gordon. That's his second quickly, and up rises from the bench Kennedy, and most certainly Gordon will head to the bench with his second here in the first quarter, and that's exactly what will happen.
Yeah, Will Gordon, a guy you don't want to get in foul trouble if you're Arizona Compass Prep. He is a spark plug. Didn't start, but came off the bench and provided some valuable time for the guys in green and gold.
Van Horn on the inbound under their own hoop. They find a cutting player, but it's no good. That was Williford on the attempt. Kennedy the other way. He gets it down, and they score again off the glass in the paint. Mateo Sullivan. And it's 13-10. Compass Grind is closing the possession, rather closing the score. Van Horn Jr. working from left to right. They go backdoor again, but Nasser steps in the line under the hoop. A number of turnovers so far. Both teams a little rusty in terms of ball control. And a timeout from the team in yellow and green. They're down just 3, 13-10. We've seen no three-pointers yet. We've seen a number of attempts and a lot of points in transition and points from the free throw line for both squads.
Something that I noticed in the earlier game between Layton Christian and Bella Vista, both sides were really high flying and going at almost an accelerated pace, and we're seeing a little bit of that carry over into this game as 5-star started out really running and gunning early as they got out to a quick start, and all of a sudden Arizona Compass Prep has settled in what they need to do, and now they've cut it to just a 1-possession game. We should have another really, really close one. These two sides have really been pretty solid to start things out here.
And that's how it's been so far for the team out of Inland Empire, California, 5-star. I talked to head coach Jason Van Horn Sr. before the game. They had an incredibly close matchup that came down to the final possession, and what he believed to be a controversial call led to that loss on Friday, and an equally close game yesterday that they were able to pull out, and they're looking to go back to the state of California, being 2-1 here in Chandler. We're out of the timeout. 1:22 to go in the first quarter. Compass Prep with possession, down by 3. Ball all the way up the floor. Bodying for the layup, no good, but the putback goes through, and that's Elijah Summers once again, all over the glass. Compass Prep now switching to a high 2-3 zone. Van Horn Jr. with it, puts the ball on the ground. Working on the far side was Nasser, and they get it down towards the middle. Now back out, left wing three, rattles in and out. And it looked like there was an issue with the shot clock. They're gonna call, what are they gonna call here? So the shot clock buzzer went off, but Five Star got it off in time, and they also got the rebound. So there was a little confusion, and it looks like they got the right call, Brendan, with giving Five Star a fresh possession and a fresh shot clock too.
Yeah, big opportunity for Five Star to cash in after getting the rebound.
Pass down low from Van Horn, tipped out of bounds. We'll do it again with just 1 second off that shot clock and 32.8 to go on the game clock. Ball up top, above the perimeter. Just above the top of the key. Thinking about that left wing three was Nasser. Van Horn Jr. swinging it the other direction. Three in the wing is good. Keyshawn Ross Jr., the senior for Five Star, knocks it down. That's the first tray of the game for either side. Shot clock is off. 16-12, Five Star. Kennedy working the other way. His driving attempt is good. Tough layup from Cassidy. And the half-court shot just a bit short. That was Kennedy, not Cassidy, on that driving layup. 16-14, Compass Prep. Brendan closes the gap just a little bit, and a solid quarter for both sides, just a couple of turnovers.
It was really Arizona Compass Prep early with a handful of turnovers there sporadically. They since cleaned it up. A good timeout by Coach P.J. Howard, knowing obviously that his team was not in the right frame of mind to get this game going, but they've since settled it down, and now they've got Five Star a little on the ropes here as they, as you said, close it to a 2-point game. We got a good one.
You mentioned Five Star. The Five Star for AZ Compass Prep, Mika Miranen, is in the house. He was greeting his coach, Pete Caffey, just a little bit earlier, but the national team for the Dragons won't take the floor later today. They were supposed to have a game at 2 o'clock, but I talked to Coach Caffey, and he said that the flu's been going around just a little bit, and they want to really rest up for the gauntlet of the schedule that they have the rest of the season, traveling the country as well, as they're among one of the best in the country.
They are one of the premier high school programs in all of, not just Arizona, but in all of the country. As we talked about it earlier, a couple of high-profile names. Frankie Collins, a guy whose TCU team was in town last night to take on ASU. Although he didn't play, he went to Arizona Compass, and just a lot of guys that have come through this program, and they've done a really good job of developing these guys and getting a lot of good competition going here in this gym in Chandler.
That storied history and plenty more to add on in the next few years for sure. Miranen included, the House twins. They still have another year. They look poised to be NBA ready come 2028. 16-14. Both teams a little bit confused about which end they're shooting to.
I think P.J. Howard a little upset that Compass didn't start with the ball here in the second quarter.
Right, which they shouldn't because they won the tip. So the referees got it right. And we're back in play. The lob towards the rim. How about it? Some air time for Jaden Nasser, but then followed by a technical foul for hanging on the rim. So that flight time led to a tee. He's dumbfounded. But an 18-14 advantage. Nasser showing off the bunnies, but he's still looking to his coach with open arms saying, what did I do? A little bit extracurriculars. Kennedy goes to the line and strokes the first. So it's 18-14. Kennedy's now 4 for 4 at the line. And it's 18-15. And Compass Prep will get the ball back as well. So they have an opportunity to close the gap even further.
Should be 16, and now they do correct it after the 2 free throws. But Compass Prep, big mistake there from Five Star to give them some technical shots.
So an extra possession here for Compass. They try to find a cutting player down low, and they get it to Danielson, who lays it in. head of steam right in the middle of the paint. And they do level the gap now to 1, 18-17. I think they have the score wrong. We'll keep you posted on it. It should be 18 all. Looked like a travel down low as well. Instead, Compass Prep going the other way. They get it out back towards the top of the key. Driving with the right hand is Robinson. He draws the contact, and he'll go to the line for another one. Cam Robinson in transition puts Compass Prep in the lead for the first time.
That does put them in the lead. They've got the score correct now at a 2-point lead for Compass Prep, and they've really turned it up to start this second quarter. What a turnaround for them after a pretty slow start.
A number of costly turnovers that usually you wouldn't think would occur in a game like this, but once again, another opportunity at the line for a three-point play to no avail after the miss. 2018 Compass Prep. Nasser probing just inside the paint. They get the ball down low. That was Marcus. Back out into the corner, but here's Van Horn, top of the key. Active hands from Compass Prep. Van Horn on the ground, the ball is loose. And they put a full shot clock on as well, which was incorrect. And a jam the other way. A loud rim run for Elijah Summers. He has 6 points and a 4-point lead for Compass. There's a high trap from Compass Prep. Ball now in the hands of Ross Jr. Passes it to the other side. Nasser's three, knocks it in. So Nasser with a beautiful dunk, followed by the technical foul that led to some extra points, but makes up for it in a way with that three ball.
He's really been stroking it well. A couple of quick baskets for him.
Williford the shake and bake, and another opportunity for a three-point play.
Coach P.J. Howard absolutely loving it as a big and one there for Jacob Williford as he rattles that one home.
One of the guys on the bench saying weight room, it certainly looked like it. I mean, 3 out of 4 possessions, you get and 1 opportunities. Very impressive. And on the third of those, they finally convert in that three-point play, and it's 25-21 Compass Prep, under 6 to go in the first half. Van Horn with it. Left-hand dribble, back in the paint. They look out now to Wilfred. His fadeaway jumper in the paint, no good. Summers collects the board. Ross Jr. for 5-star was hounding down Kennedy. Wide open in the right corner now for Compass Prep. Back iron and out, no good. And the other way, Ross Jr. Oh, a beautiful behind the back. He has the rim to himself, but coming in last second was Summers. There was some contact as Ross Jr. elevated. And a tip made with the ball as well. So 5-star will continue with possession. 23 seconds on the shot clock. They're down 6. Van Horn Jr. gets it in. Now back up to Ross. He replaced that man out in the right corner. And a little hop, skip, and a jump. And he's fouled, or reach in by Wilfred. Fresh 20 on the clock. Jedediah Wilfred. Now back out to Nasser. Shifts over to his left hand in the paint. Work towards the opposite side. Van Horn Jr. trying to create space on Kennedy. A beautiful dump down, but a nice recovery by Summers in the paint on Ross Jr. Kennedy starts to charge the other way. Looks in the corner to a wide open Danielson off the front of the rim. Nasser up the other way. 5-star left off the scoring sheet in the last few minutes. Ross Jr. with it. The only lefty on the floor for both sides. With his offhand, a dribble handoff to Van Horn Jr. with time, with space. The floater, he got it. Van Horn Jr. has led this 5-star academy team the entire day. Cam Robinson for Compass. Moves back just to the front of that Dragon logo. Gets it to Williford. Some miscommunication. Faking a dribble handoff, moving left. Summers the other way. Drawing contact, fades away. but he's fouled. All sorts of contact that time from Adrian Marcus. AZ Compass has had a lot of free throw attempts, and Summers can add on to it as already a 4-point lead.
That was a good job by Summers to sort of draw the contact there, driving in on the weak side and go to the line.
Summers drew one of those and ones, missed off the back iron on the free throw, does the same here. Trying to turn around being 0 for 2 at the line, but has had a tremendous performance so far in the first half. Wearing red and black Kobe shoes. Those are sweet. And that stroke looked pretty sweet as well from the line. And it's 28-23 for Compass. The guards playing full court. That's Kennedy and Will Gordon now. As Nasir shakes and bakes in the paint. He falls over and travels.
And that's great defense there from Compass to force the travel there on the drive. And they're up 5 here and an opportunity to really extend their lead.
Not their best first quarter, but they are yet to turn the ball over with just under 4 to play. And this table's made out of wood. I'll knock on it. You never know. The dreaded broadcaster jinx has happened to just about everyone, myself included.
Yep, same here.
Just wiping a wet spot on the floor. So right now in the game for Compass Prep, Luke Danielson, Cam Robinson, Elijah Summers, Will Gordon, and Nazir Kennedy. Kennedy with it, carries it over half court. Williford elevating for it. They get it down to Summers, who had space. The ball loose on the ground. It is corralled by Marcus. The other way, the lob, not able to connect in the air, but finishing on the left side that time was Jedediah Wilfred. Kennedy for Compass Prep directing traffic in their half-court set. Will Gordon, three-pointer, is good. Connects from just off the left of the top of the key. 31-25, that lead for the Dragons. Nasser to Van Horn Jr. Jedediah Wilfred being guarded by Luke Danielson in the paint. Ball's loose, back into the hands of Van Horn Jr. now on the other side of the floor. 10 to go on the clock. Rejects the screen from Wilford, finds a cutting Marcus for the slam. Gordon and Kennedy, that guard duo for Compass, working quickly on the opposite side. Ross Jr. hounding Kennedy. 31-27 Compass Prep, 2:41 to go in the first half. Takes a screen from Elijah Summers, working right to left. Thought about a three, top of the key. They get it to Danielson on the opposite side. Gordon, NBA three, misses everything. And that's a guy, when he's hot, I've seen him hit 4 3-pointers in a row. That one not close, and that was Steph Curry range, if you will.
Maybe a little bit beyond the typical high school / college range, but definitely a great three-point shooter is Will Gordon. So if he gets hot enough, that's what they call a heat check. He could eventually hit one of those.
1 for 2 on the day for him. Behind the three-point arc. Van Horn Jr. collects a left-handed pass in the far side corner. Here's Marcus driving. They get it out to Nasser. His three, no good, but he follows his own rebound on the near side. And he's able to fake Mateo Sullivan up in the air, off the glass, and a layup is good. That play was all Jaden Nasser. And the lead, just 2, as we go back and forth here in Chandler. Kennedy probing with the left hand, and there is a turnover. Left-handed pass looked to be a good idea, but it was Summers down low, just not sealing off his guy well enough, and his hands down. Nasser controlling the tempo. Dribble handoff with Van Horn. They get it to the opposite side. They work it over to Van Horn with a screen at the top of the key. And, yep, it was a moving screen on Jedediah Wilfred.
Good pick play there from 5-star. If they're able to set that pick and get it a firm foundation, that is a great pick play off the 3 ball, and he had a wide open look at it.
Absolutely. A ton of space. Robinson for Compass. Drives past one. Drives past another. And he's fouled from behind. That's 2 straight fouls in a span of about 4 seconds for the senior for 5-star Jedediah Wilfred.
And we talked about the good play on the 5-star end. That's a great play for Arizona Compass. A little pseudo screen, the first guy coming over. The second guy sets an actual screen, and a lot of room for Kennedy to drive in.
Yeah, Robinson played his cards right. 32-29 after he connects on the first free throw. The aforementioned Wilford comes out of the game. He'll get some water. 1:34 to go in this first half. Some discussion right now with one of the referees and head coach Jason Van Horn. As Robinson calmly drills his second. Back up to a 2-possession game. Nassar slowing the pace, crosses over to his right. They get it back up top to the left of the logo. Van Horn Jr. Now to Marcus. Marcus above the top of the key. Out to Ross Jr. trying to shake Mateo Sullivan. Works back to that strong left hand off the front of the rim. We get another foul, and it will be Keyshawn Ross Jr. headed to the line for 2 free throws.
5-Star Academy with a couple of free throws here can get this one back to a 1-possession game after a quarter in which Compass has really turned it up. They could get out of this quarter virtually unscathed.
3-point advantage after Ross Jr. rattles the first. Mateo Sullivan takes the seat. Jacob Williford back in the game. A couple of similar last names on opposite teams as Ross Jr. misses the second. We have Jacob Williford on AZ Compass Prep and Jedediah Wilfred on 5-Star Academy. Robinson, almost an errant dribble handoff. Kennedy thinking about a 3. Ross Jr. presses up on him. Gets a screen from his teammate in Gordon. Out to Summers, left corner. Back up to Robinson. Beautiful move to shake off a defender. Out to Gordon. Shake and bakes back up top to Summers. Summers fading away. His 2-pointer. No good. Rebound by Ross Jr. And because he left his feet, Brendan, an errant pass to Van Horn Jr. up the floor.
Had to get it out of there after that.
Oh, wait, hold on. They called a very late foul.
Oh, they did. They sure did, and they got it on Jacob Williford as he's a little disgusted with the call.
That was significantly late. So the referees are calling for a reset of the shot clock. They called it on Jacob Williford. Under 30 to play in the first half. Van Horn Jr. working from left to right. Being guarded by Williford. Crosses over to the left hand. The lob down low is rejected. That pass was corralled by Summers, who now has it up the floor. They get it to the near corner. Wilfred for 3. He got it. Jacob Williford for 3. The junior from Compass Prep, active hands from behind. That was Kennedy. He's just zooming all over the place. 5.1 to go in the first half. Compass Prep with a huge turnaround here. And 5-Star Academy, with what seems like 1 possession, can cut that deficit. But before that, I don't think he meant to do that, but Will Gordon just drew his 3rd foul.
Very ill-advised for Will Gordon. He'll exit, not quite in the bonus yet, so another inbound. Got to think quick trigger here for 5-Star.
1 second came off the clock. Here's Nassar with it. He's got to fire from deep. His 3's no good. He was knocked down. Good sportsmanship by Kennedy to bring him back up. What a quarter for Compass Prep, Brendan. 36-30. Couple of 3-pointers there finally. Some trays going home for both sides. And then some beautiful blocks and more discipline, I would say, on the offensive end.
Absolutely. A more all-around complete quarter of ball from Arizona Compass Prep. And 5-Star, they played a pretty good quarter as well. Just got behind by a couple of baskets that didn't quite go their way. So when they come into the second half here, we'll have a thriller as 5-Star will sure be out for vengeance, looking to go 2-1, as you said, here in this Invitational.
Yeah, and as they head back to Inland Empire, California, they don't want to leave with a sour taste, a bitter taste after a game that could have been on Friday, a game that they were able to escape yesterday. They had their chances and moments, certainly in this first half. What will we make of them in the second? We'll find out once the second half starts. How about this first half, Brendan, real quick, that no commercials, we had no cameras for the viewers, but an entertaining first half, and we're able to go commercial-free. So for Kobe Bronstein and Brendan Paul, stay with us here on Inferno TV, 3630 Homeside Dragons.
Back here in Chandler, Arizona Compass Prep High School, where the AZ Compass Prep Grind Squad has a 6-point lead over 5-Star Academy from California, 36-30, as we're just about ready to get the second half underway. We thank you for joining us. Brendan Paul alongside Kobe Bronstein, and Gabby Salguero on the sideline will join us shortly. But Kobe, as you talked about earlier in that second quarter, it was a great second quarter for Arizona Compass Prep to get back in the game and come out to a lead. What do they need to do to keep the momentum going from that second and carry it over into the entirety of the second half?
I think it's very similar to how they didn't start the first half, considering that that was the opening of the game. Now they've been sitting and trying to get reacclimated back to basketball since halftime, so they don't want to get off to a slow start. I think they need to work fast, and some of that full court pressure has worked out to their advantage, creating chaos and creating turnovers of their own, and that's led to a lot of points because in their own half-court sets, it's been a little iffy with trying to get the ball down low a number of times, and the ball's been swatted away, and some of those passes are risky. So they have to be a little bit more calculated with what they do in the half-court, and I think they just want to start off fast.
So 5-Star Academy looks like they will come out and start with the basketball, as they will be wearing gray uniforms with black trim on the shorts. Check that, it'll be Compass starting with it, moving from left to right. 5-Star will go from right to left. Kennedy inbounds to Cam Robinson. Robinson near side wing, now will dribble back up to that Dragon Head logo. A lot of motion for this Compass side. Here's Williford underneath. Couple of pump fakes, puts it up left-handed, not strong enough. He gets his own miss and puts it in, 8-point game.
Looked like a foul just below the palm, but just the size and strength of Williford too much down low.
Here is Nasser, who had a great first half for 5-Star. Spinning around Kennedy, pump fake up and under, can't get it off the window, rebounded by Marcus. Marcus tied up with a couple of guys, it's out of bounds. It'll stay with 5-Star underneath.
Yeah, if Marcus corralled that board above his head, he could have done some serious damage at the rim, but they get another lifeline with a fresh shot clock.
Inbound to Marcus, he'll kick up top. In the corner, Anderson, now a three from Horn Jr. That one missed everything. It's tipped around and it will stay with 5-Star. Jason Van Horn Sr. wanted a little bit of contact on his son's three, but won't get it.
And they'll get another opportunity. That looked to be a forced shot opportunity, especially early on in the shot clock, but it was a design set, and I'm sure that Van Horn Jr. figured he'd be open.
Van Horn on the inbound is stolen the other way. Here comes Summers, and he'll throw it down with two hands. Elijah Summers extends the Compass lead to double figures.
He can fly. Kid can flat out run out of the gym.
Another kid who can jump as high. Nasser gives it off to Van Horn Jr. Working against Robinson, slowing down, half step. He'll pull up from three-point land. Bullseye, he hits. It's a 7-point game. The other way, settling things just a little bit, is Kennedy trying to get us a break from the high-flying first minute and a half we've had in this third quarter. Summers with it. Free throw line extended, back up top for Kennedy. Driving in against Nasser, and we have a foul as Summers comes off a screen. It'll go against Kalen Anderson. Substitution coming for 5-Star. It'll be Keyshawn Ross Jr. checking into the game for Anderson. Side out of bounds for Compass Prep. They lead 40-33 with 6:25 left in the third. Kennedy inbound to Danielson. Gives it back. Give and go underneath. Left-handed. What a finish from Kennedy.
Beautiful work there from Compass Prep, and they got a shot off early in the shot clock, but it was the right shot off of a design set. Really nice.
That one poked loose here the other way. Danielson driving in. He'll take it himself and throw it down. My goodness, this entire roster for Compass has hops, and we get a timeout from 5-Star. It's 44-33 Compass with 6:04 to go, and Kobe, what a sequence there for Compass.
What did I say? They came out flying, and just the ferocity, energy, tenacity has certainly been there, and they've scored every time they've had the ball so far, including off of a miss from Williford, who put back his own offensive rebound. And then on the other end, they've drawn a couple turnovers, the active hand. So everything has been going the way of P.J. Howard and this Compass squad. They're up 9 now, and they were down in the first quarter. Just a totally different start to this half as compared to the first half.
We'll send it to the sideline. Gabby Salguero, what do you got?
Yeah, like you guys mentioned before, there's lots of intensity on both sides of the court, especially from Elijah Summers. He's always after the ball, always making plays on both offense and defense. He's a very essential player for the Compass.
Thank you, Gabby, for that. We're back in action, 6:04 to go in this third. 44-33 Compass on defense in the green and yellow. Here's Nasser working against Kennedy. Posting up is Wilfred. Jedediah Wilfred gives it to Van Horn. Tried to go back on the cut. It's intercepted by Summers. Tipped in front. A deflection. He lays it up himself. Tried to get it up to Cam Robinson, but the deflection went his way.
That wasn't certainly by design, but it ended up working out in their favor.
Wilfred puts it off the glass. It's no good, but a rebound by Adrian Marcus, and he flushes it home. It's back to an 11-point game as Robinson gets the barking orders from P.J. Howard. Robinson slowing up. Back up top, it's Williford. Has Danielson on the left wing, won't go to him now. Mid-range shot is blocked by Marcus, but he's called for the foul. And Jason Van Horn cannot believe it on the bench.
Really good hesitation move from Williford there. And he was able to get Nasser up in the air. Looked to me like a clean block, but either way, it was a really good job from Williford creating space. So there was just contact coming from both players. And for the first time tonight, we have more than a double-digit lead.
It's now up to 12 as Jacob Williford hits the first free throw. Again, Kobe, you mentioned earlier that the Arizona Compass National game supposed to take place later will not happen, as that one you mentioned a little bit of sickness going around as Williford hits them both. It's a 13-point game. Here is Nasser dribbling it up with pace, now drops it for Van Horn Jr. Gets it over for Marcus. Marcus to Ross Jr. Back up top, Wilfred. Back for Nasser, around the perimeter with 12 to shoot. Back up top, Van Horn Jr. will settle. Coming off a screen from Wilfred, right side, driving in. He'll put up a teardrop. It goes and one. What a play for Jason Van Horn Jr. Gets the bucket and now has a chance to make it 3. Foul on Luke Danielson.
Excellent screen by Jedediah Wilfred there. He created that opportunity with space ahead of him for Van Horn Jr. to work and get his shot off. Man, that was a pretty play from both of those guys. That's the second highlight reel play here in just the opening minutes for Van Horn Jr., who had a beautiful step-back 3 that he created on his own.
He hits 3 there. It's now a 10-point game, and these coaches getting a little angsty with our referees. We just heard P.J. Howard being told to knock it off after that foul call, and now P.J. Howard clapping at the call as Jason Van Horn Jr. is called for a reach-in on Cam Robinson.
That's physical basketball on both sides. We saw a lot of foul calls in the first half. Not a lot here, so a reason to get a little angsty for both coaches.
Going in was Williford. His shot swatted away by his numerical counterpart in Adrian Marcus. It'll be baseline out of bounds. 4:36 to go in the third. It's a 48-38 lead for Compass. Throwing it in is Kennedy. Pump fakes a couple now. Tried to dump it to Summers on the low block, but it's turned over. Van Horn Jr. ahead. Strong lead pass. Marcus dumping it, spinning is Nasser, and he gets it to go. The lead for Compass back to single digits as Kennedy in the front court is pressured, and we have a timeout by Grind. P.J. Howard wants to talk things over as Five Star Academy started to go on a little bit of a run here.
Yeah, Jason Van Horn Sr. has to like what he sees. They were able to draw a turnover, score lead easily on the other end, create some chaos up top for Compass Prep, and make them feel uncomfortable in a comfortable setting here at home. And they've certainly taken control of the last 2 quarters or so. The last couple of minutes, though, have been controlled, a lot of it on the court by Jason Van Horn Jr. and then Van Horn Sr. liking what he has seen from his players.
So a 48-40 game with 4:22 to go. A timeout on the floor, and if you're in the huddle for P.J. Howard on that Compass side, what are you saying to try and combat the run that Five Stars had to really cut this back to a single-digit ball game?
Well, on the offensive end, I would say ball security, control. They need to be calculated with their decision-making around the perimeter and executing whatever Coach Howard's vision is. And on the defensive end, if they miss, or rather if they miss on the offensive end, then in terms of defense, they need to get back really quick. And the energy and ferocity that AZ Compass Prep has is always at a high energy. It's just in terms of after misses, sometimes they could fall a little bit behind the ball, and that's how Five Star has been able to generate their offense so far.
So Compass tries to counter. Cam Robinson will throw it in, sideline out of bounds. He'll be joined by Danielson, Summers, Kennedy, and Williford on the court. This has been the group that's played a majority of the minutes for the hometown Dragons. Now an alley-oop off the out of bounds. It just missed off the rim. Summers cutting nicely, but it's a turnover the other way. Tried to find a cutting Marcus. Van Horn gets it back out. Wilfred in the corner. It's Van Horn Jr. driving in. He'll go baseline and lay it off the glass. 48-42. Kennedy being heckled now by Ross Jr. and another defender as they dump that one down. It's Cam Robinson. What a beautiful pass. It's back up to 8.
Smooth work that time from Compass Prep on the opposite end. Get to know the name Jason Van Horn Jr. He can hoop.
Backdoor screen. Down Broadway goes Wilfred, but he missed the slam. And Kennedy's got it for AZ Compass Prep. Slowing up at the free throw line. Now in the corner. Williford had it, but he took too many steps. He walked, and that'll be a turnover with 3:31 left. Compass leads 50-42.
Yeah, the best defense in that possession that time for Compass Prep was the rim. The rim rejected Jedediah Wilford there, and that would have been 2 more points. And they've had the momentum so far, and they have another possession after a turnover.
Trying to capitalize on this one as Nasser gets it to Van Horn Jr. Wilfred sets a screen. Errant pass is corralled by Adrian Marcus. Back up top, it's Wilfred setting a screen for Nasser, rolling, but he's double teamed and it's turned over. Here comes Williford ahead to Kennedy. Kennedy driving in, left-handed layup is good. Lead back up to double digits, but quickly comes Five Star. Other way, Nasser, corner, Van Horn Jr., triple, just missed it to the left of the rim, and it's coming the other way. Williford taking contact, driving in, wanted a foul, won't get it, but he's got 2 points. It's a 12-point game.
Relentless pace right now on both sides.
Driving in is Nasser. He puts it off the window and good, so it's back to 10. Kennedy with speed the other way, driving in, kicking out in the far corner for 3. That one rattled out for Williford, and it's rebounded by Ross Jr. Ross Jr. slowing things up. Nasser, straightaway 3, nobody on him. Bullseye as he hits that one. It's a 7-point game.
That is so impressive from Five Star that they were able to keep up with Compass Prep, because Compass Prep is known for their energy and being able to maintain that. As finally the pace of the game is able to slow down. Really good job from Five Star to take a hold and the control of the game.
Robinson will slow it down. He'll kick to Williford and then cut towards the basket. Mateo Sullivan into the game will do a dribble handoff with Robinson, who turns, spins, now dumps it underneath for Summers, who slams it home with contact from Marcus.
Ooh, and both coaches are John out of the ice there. I was looking at you to see if you saw that. He said, and one, P.J. Howard. So I don't know if that's friendly or if there's a little bit more behind that. We'll see.
P.J. Howard added a little expletive that we can't really say in the middle of saying that towards Jason Van Horn, so something to definitely watch for with 1:22 left in the third as Compass leads 56-47. Van Horn Jr. drives in off the window. That one not strong enough. He gets his own miss, puts it up, and the foul. They wave it off. And not sure what they call, but no basket. It's a turnover.
And I don't want to take away our praise for Van Horn, because that was an unbelievable move. But I did hear Jason Van Horn say something not in the nicest fashion, but they'll put everything aside right now as they shake hands, dap each other up.
And that's good to see, as it was getting a little heated there. Referees say to tell each coach to stay in their respective box, and it looks like they've made amends, at least for the time being. Substitution coming as Kennedy checks out. Luke Danielson will check back in. 9-point lead for AZ Compass, who's only committed 1 foul in the quarter. Robinson slowly working on Van Horn Jr. A little soft pass is corralled by Williford, kicking into the far side corner. Will Gordon thought about a 3, now tries it and hits. That one's pure. It's a 12-point game.
That's what he does. The only thing that has kept him off the floor, Brennan, is foul trouble.
Here is Marcus. Marcus driving baseline against Summers, kicks it underneath, looking for Ross Jr. It was saved for a moment by Van Horn Jr., but he couldn't quite get it. It's turned over, and with 49.6 left, 2 for 1 potentially in play here.
And that was the right move under the hoop, but just a little bit rushed on that pass.
Robinson. Van Horn playing tight defense, gets it to Williford down the lane, cuts through a couple of defenders and slams it home. My goodness. Timeout, PJ Howard. Williford and the entire Compass bench absolutely amped up. They lead 61-47 with 35.5 to go.
They're raising the roof in their own place. The fans up and excited after that one. A lot of smiles, and you really got to like what you see. And we've seen how many players go up for ferocious, strong jams. I mean, a number of players. AZ Compass Prep, their program in general, not just this grind team and their national team, they have other teams. Their depth is off the charts in terms of being a premier pipeline, as you mentioned, and just continuing to filter out these players that are something at the next level of college basketball and even beyond. It's amazing.
It really has turned into quite the pipeline, and they've gotten quite the crowd behind them for a Sunday afternoon as this grind team looks to put the finishing touches on a 14-point lead they currently have. 5-star gets it into Jaden Nasser, working against Cam Robinson, who's applying quite the hefty pressure. Now Jason Van Horn Jr. PJ Howard clapping at Will Gordon to continue to put up the defense. Here's Wilfred. That one intercepted by Gordon. He somehow toes the line, stays in bounds, went up for the slam. He was blocked but fouled as he hits the deck. Keyshawn Ross Jr. got in there, and now we're going to have the officials separate things. We got a technical foul, a double technical foul.
Well, it was Ross Jr. and Gordon that were a part of the play. They were both jawing at each other, but it was Danielson that got called for the technical foul for Compass Prep, and Ross also for 5-star.
And PJ Howard's going to have to be careful. He had to be restrained by an assistant coach on the bench after he was a little displeased with the call there. So as you said, offsetting technical fouls on Keyshawn Ross Jr. and Luke Danielson. So coming to the line to shoot the free throws for the foul is Will Gordon.
And that was at the peak of Gordon's range, elevating at the rim, and Ross met him right there. It was a lot of contact, but that's the type of play that you hope both players walk away okay. And they did, and they exchanged some extracurriculars as well, but it's not Gordon that gets assessed with the technical.
He hits the first free throw, and now it looks like we're going to have to see a redo of the substitution process. As
well, one of the referees is, sorry, Brendan, one of the referees is directing Nasser off the floor, but it doesn't look like that he's going to go back in. So I'm not exactly sure why he was directed off the floor, but that free throw did count and he missed the second. I'm confused, but play on.
K1 Long it checks into the game for 5-star, down 15, and now Jason Van Horn Jr. is grabbed, driving in by Cam Robinson. So things getting a little confusing, a little chippy. 5.3 seconds to go in the quarter. It'll be Keyshawn Ross Jr. to inbound. Gets it straight away. He'll get it back off the give and go. Loose ball in the corner, 3-pointer, brick short, and that'll end the third frame as Danielson shot one at the end of the period and still chippy as we go to the fourth quarter. AZ Compass Prep leads 5-Star Academy 62-47. We'll hit a quick break while the two teams talk it over and be back for the final 8 minutes here on Inferno Radio. Just about ready to get the fourth quarter underway. Brendan Paul alongside Kobe Bronstein. And Kobe, one key player for 5-Star, not in the game today, might have made an impact. Tell us what you got on him.
Yeah, again, I caught up with Jason Van Horn, senior, before the game, head coach for 5-Star Academy. And also on the bench, he would like to be suited up and playing with his squad, is Channing Cade, a senior that stands at about 6'9", 6'10", and a guy that's also getting some looks at the Division I level. And yeah, he certainly could have made a dent and an impact in this one with his team now down 15, but it seems a lot closer.
Straightaway three from Long off the bench is no good. Long rebound to Wilfred. Check that. That's Jason Van Horn Jr. who will try another three, and that time he connects. It's a 62-50 game now as P.J. Howard trying to find an answer here in Compass's first possession of the fourth.
Yeah, Van Horn Jr. has been very impressive throughout.
Williford inside, high-low to Summers. Pump fake, and he'll throw it down. Reversing course as it's now a 14-point game. As here comes Nasser driving in on Robinson. Here's Jason Van Horn Jr. P.J. Howard really getting into the game, clapping at the half-court line. Van Horn Jr., another three, too strong. Rebound poked around, and Robinson gets it. Summers trying to go up top for Williford. It's tipped by Van Horn Jr. out of bounds. It'll stick with the Dragons.
I mean, who's more ferocious, P.J. Howard or his squad? That's what they're known for, this program, and it all starts with guys like P.J. Howard as they turn it over Compass Prep, but that could have been another jam to go up 16, but instead a turnover on their end. But Pete Caffey, the head coach for the national team, P.J. Howard, the head coach for the grind team, they have amazing leaders with this Compass Prep pipeline.
AZ Compass Prep putting a little pressure together. That one high, it's intercepted, but right to Adrian Marcus, who will reverse it and throw it down as well. So a lucky break there for 5-Star. They trail by 12 as Robinson. Tempo back up top. Gordon kicks out for three. That one just missed left, rebounded by 5-Star. Marcus spinning, driving in, too strong off the window, but he's fouled. He'll go to the free throw line to try and cut this to a 10-point game. The foul is on Elijah Summers.
Yeah, Marcus has been involved a lot more on the offensive end. We just saw a dunk from him right next to the rim, and he's a guy that can just run the rim extremely well. Versatility on the defensive end as well with his frame and length, and he's put that to use and work here in the last few minutes.
Marcus hits the first free throw at the line, 64-53 the score with 6:30 to go. Mateo Sullivan subs out of the game for Compass, and Jacob Williford will take his spot. 5-Star clearing the free throw line, so it's 4 yellow neon jerseys as Marcus hits them both, so didn't need a rebound at all. It's a 10-point game. Slowly up the court dribbling is Cam Robinson. On the far left side, working around Van Horn, cuts it underneath, and look at that, Elijah Summers right on the dome of Ross. Wow, what a high-flying dunk. He put it right off his body. And my goodness, what a reaction.
I don't have much to say. We can keep playing.
Side out of bounds for 5-star as Jaden Nasser gets it into Van Horn Jr. Compass bench alive as they lead by 12. Van Horn Jr. spinning on Kennedy, puts up a mid-range shot. It's no good. Rebound tipped out to Ross Jr., who works it back up top. Here's Anderson. He'll try a three. That one off the back iron and no good. Rebounded by Kennedy. Nazir Kennedy with pace, kicks to Robinson. Back up top, they'll slow things down with 20 on the shot clock. Some motion here. Summers phantom screen, goes on a roll. Underneath, he's tied up, kicks into the corner. Gordon driving baseline, up and under. He got it off the window. A little shake there. It's a 14-point lead for Compass. Now a quick turnover. Kennedy up top. What a play. Jacob Williford, and 5-star needs a timeout. What a sequence from the Dragons.
Wow. I mean, was that Jose Alvarado, Grand Theft Alvarado, or was that Nazir Kennedy? That was impressive. Just that sequence you mentioned itself, and they're able to just create offense of their own, and then off of turnovers, they're just off and running. They're off and running, and there's dunks left and right. What a fun half of basketball.
You blink and you miss a high-flying Sports Center-esque dunk. That's what Jacob Williford just threw down off a pass from Nazir Kennedy, and now we take you to the timeout of Jason Van Horn Sr. Kobe, after what we just saw transpire, down 16, 5 minutes to go. What's the message?
I think in a way he realizes that, wow, Compass Prep has had an amazing stretch, but he knows that his players are able to fight back into it. They fought all first half. It was a closely contested first half. A little less closely contested in this half. It's certainly chippy, but I think what they need to do is not force as much, and that's really difficult to do. It's easier said than done when you're down by 16 points, right? And you want to get as many points as possible, but you want to get premium shots on every possession as well.
Kalen Anderson drops it back for Jaden Nasser in the front court. He's working on Nazir Kennedy, who's been very great on both sides of the basketball. Now driving in is Nasser, and it's a push-off, an offensive foul, and AZ Compass will get it right back.
That's one that can go either way because there's contact being drawn. Sometimes there's no call on the floor, but it goes the way of Compass Prep. Those calls, it always depends on what the referees see.
Williford driving in, lowers the shoulder in on Anderson. Turnaround left-handed hook is no good. It's rebounded out to Nasser. Nasser with pace on Will Gordon, kicks in the corner. Van Horn Jr. will try a corner three and make it rain. It's a 13-point game as Jason Van Horn Jr. gets going from deep.
And who won't get credit for that at all in the score sheet was Marcus. Excellent back screen. Excellent back screen to free up Van Horn, and he was wide open.
Robinson settling at the top of the key, about at the gray volleyball line now. Getting it over to Kennedy. He's stripped. Keyshawn Ross Jr. the other way. A trailing Kennedy commits a reach-in foul, and he's going to get teed up after he said something. And look at this. P.J. Howard is up in arms after that tee, and the referee is basically saying, what do you want me to do? We're getting heated here in the late going. But as it goes, it's a tee on Nazir Kennedy. Nothing on P.J. Howard.
Yeah, and Kennedy was clearly frustrated. And it was a foul where Ross Jr. was out in front, and there was contact at the rim, and Kennedy was able to hit the wrist of Horn Jr., Van Horn Jr., that is, before that. So I think he was just frustrated, not by that foul, but more frustrated with the lack of offense that last possession for AZ Compass Prep. And he was fouled on the floor before the shot, so that's why it was 2 free throws for the technical and no shooting foul. I thought it was a shooting foul when Ross Jr. was going up. That could have been more free throws, but it wasn't.
Van Horn Jr. hit both of the tees. Marcus driving in on the baseline. Lost it. Summers tipped it. It'll stay with 5-star with an 11-point lead, 4:17 to go. Van Horn inbounding to Marcus. Working on Danielson. He'll put it up and under. It's back to a single-digit game, 70-61.
Didn't look like at first that he had the inside position, but he was able to get up and under, again, using his length with another big guy down low in Summers.
4 minutes left in the game. Compass Prep trying to break the press. They do. Near side corner, Will Gordon, 3-ball is good. Big hit for Will Gordon. It's 73-61 Compass.
That's how you break a press.
Coming the other way, slowing things up is Nasser. Nasser driving in. He'll try an off-balance shot. That one rims far right, but he's fouled on the way up. So another one on Kennedy, and Nasser will go to the line.
Tricky hesitation that time from Nasser because he drew two different defenders, and there was a screen. And both defenders ended up going under and switching the wrong direction because Nasser rejected the screen and instead went with his left hand towards the paint. So it was a nice hesitation play. Would have been even more nice if he was able to finish at the rim, but 2 free throws, and they got to take advantage at the line.
First one from Nasser's good, so Kennedy will check out, and Jacob Williford will take his place. 73-62 Compass with 3:45 to go in this highly anticipated high-temper ball game here in this fourth quarter. Nasser slowing it down. Second free throw's good, so he capitalizes on the pair. 10-point game. Williford, far side Robinson. He'll go cross court for Danielson. Danielson trying to go short corner, finds Summers. Back up top, Robinson settling. Gets it over to Williford, who will settle in front of the Compass bench with 15 on the shot clock.
Smart to eat up more clock because he had a wide open 3.
Williford being double covered here. Marcus and Ross Jr. He gets by both of them, kicks to Danielson in the corner. Wide open, that one in and out. Rebounded by Anderson. Van Horn Jr. at the controls for 5-star. Crossover move, now leans into Danielson, cocks it back, and his mid-range is no good. Offensive rebound for a moment by Marcus, and the ball will stay with 5-star, up 10.
Sorry, Brendan, again. 2 things I just noticed quickly. One of them, you could hear the silence of the crowd on that 3 because it almost seemed like if that one went home, it could have been a dagger.
An up and under spinorama from Jason Van Horn Jr., and that cuts it to 8. Timeout, 5-star, 73-65, 2:52 left. This game is starting to change hands. P.J. Howard not happy with the last couple of sequences.
Yeah, and that second thing I was going to explain before Jason Van Horn went to work was more Jason Van Horn talk, and that was on the previous possession. He got a really great shot off for himself and creating space. It was just a matter of doing a little bit too much and hesitating, but if he got into his shot pocket after creating space, he would have scored there as opposed to a really tough driving layup. So he just gives himself another opportunity to score, and that's what he's done all night. Keep your radar, keep your eye on Jason Van Horn Jr., folks. He's a senior from 5-Star Academy, Inland Empire, California.
This 5-Star Academy team has put up a fight. We'll take a quick break to step aside. 73-65, Compass leads, final 2:52 when we come back on Inferno Radio. Back here from the timeout, we'll go quickly to the sideline. Gabby Salguero, what do you got for us?
Yeah, there's been a lot of intensity on both sides of the court, especially from the coaches, telling their players what to do, what strategies to implement on the court. But 5-Star is doing a great job trying to come back off of a tremendous lead that Compass had in the start of this half. So hopefully we get to see a little bit more of what 5-Star can do in the rest of this quarter.
Thank you for that, Gabby. We missed a turnover from AZ Compass Prep, so not much in the way of offense as Van Horn Jr. kicks in the corner. Triple from Anderson, he hits. And don't look now, but this is a 5-point game.
That turnover was crucial, and then Van Horn Jr. is outstanding. What a pass.
Summers kicks back up top for Robinson with 2:20 to go, and as you said, Compass gonna be content to kill a little clock here. Shot clock down to 15. Danielson fakes a screen. Williford drives in, working on Van Horn Jr. He throws one up, looking for a foul, doesn't get it, and it's rebounded by 5-Star. Van Horn Jr., his 3-ball is good. It's a 2-point game.
Holy smokes. This guy can flat out play. Jason Van Horn Jr., another 3-pointer. It's a 2-point game, as you mentioned, Brendan. And a timeout a wise timeout from P.J. Howard, but it's a Van Horn takeover right now.
Jason Van Horn Jr. has been hooping all day long, and he had the pass on the three from Kalen Anderson in the corner just a second ago, and then he gets his own opportunity to pull the trigger on a three where he was not open by any stretch. It was tightly contested, but no problem for him. 1:50 left, 73-71 Compass.
This is just a 16-point game 4 or 5 minutes ago. It was a 10-point game about 2 minutes ago. And so Five Star has certainly made the most of their possessions, as I said they needed to do. And I don't want to give myself credit because that's more Jason Van Horn Sr. and the rest of his squad on the court to do the talking, or their play will do the talking is what I'm trying to say. But man, they look very impressive right now down the stretch. And in a 2-point game, they have potential to take the lead, and they've been playing excellent defense as well, and it's led to the frustrations for Compass Prep.
So P.J. Howard wisely uses a timeout, third time's the charm, as Jason Van Horn Sr. will trot out his son, Van Horn Jr., as well as Keyshawn Ross Jr., Kalen Anderson, Adrian Marcus, and it looks like the fifth will be Nasser. That's the five that's pretty much played the majority of this game. For Five Star, and on the other side, it'll be Elijah Summers, Jacob Williford, Cam Robinson, Luke Danielson, and Will Gordon, who has been quite the presence coming in off the bench, as Nazir Kennedy will sit with some foul trouble. So 1:50 to go, side out for AZ Compass Prep. Here's Williford, 18 on the shot clock, a little bump off Van Horn Jr. Crowd getting into it as Robinson drives right side, tried to go up and under. That one wedges off the rim. It's no good. Van Horn Jr. up ahead. Adrian Marcus up and under. He just missed it. A little too strong, but what a move.
Oh, that was majestic.
Far side, Williford driving baseline up, and he gets it to fall. 4-point game, 1:18 to go.
That type of a swing where something like that doesn't go your way for Five Star, and then you get points for AZ Compass, to put it back to 2 possessions, absolutely crucial down the stretch.
Nasser, dribble handoff for Van Horn Jr. Couple of nice moves, now kicks over to Nasser, who drives inside, up and under, too strong. Rebound punched out to Robinson. They have some numbers if they hurry, and now they get it into the front court. Williford will pull it out and realize with time ticking down, 46 seconds, and now he lost track of Nasser. He stole it, and he tried to save it, but he stepped out of bounds, and that is a mistake that cannot happen.
I mean, that was a wild 5 seconds there where I believe it was Ross Jr. with the ball, and he was trying to direct traffic, took his eye off of it, and then, or rather not Ross Jr., excuse me, it was Robinson, but either way, what could have been for Five Star.
Will Gordon misses a three. It's rebounded by Marcus. 30 seconds left. Five Star down 4. Into the corner. Quick three ball. Ross Jr. too strong. Rebound Marcus. Out for Van Horn Jr. His three missed. Rebound up in the air. Will Gordon corrals. And now they're going to have to foul, and they do just that. So up by 4 is P.J. Howard. Actually, they'll call timeout, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, Five Star is fighting so hard. It easily could be a 2-point game, and it was a sneaky steal from Nasser. It was just he lost his footing. Simply just lost his footing under the hoop, and this game could easily be different. So we've said that a lot tonight, but even with Compass Prep in this quarter leading by almost as much as 16, it's been a game of inches, and those are the reasons why.
So we want to remind those of you still tuning in, the game originally scheduled between AZ Compass Prep's national team and Premier Prep, as we're being told, will not happen at 2 o'clock. So this will be, as we don't see any teams getting ready to take the court, we will have our final 17.8 seconds of this one for this Sunday of what's really been a great tournament, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. A lot of exciting basketball.
Yeah, we would have certainly liked to close it out seeing the national team, right? The high flyers on that team. But they're going to be traveling around the country, continuing to play some of the best teams in the country. And it's just in terms of now staying very healthy, because the reason why this game was canceled today was because of some health concerns with the flu going around and spreading, and you don't want to have that heading into a stretch of March and April where every game is just ever more important.
Q1 Long checks into the game for Kalen Anderson with 17.8 to go. It's a side out for Compass Prep. Trying to find anything as Robinson, he gets it into Williford. Williford's being contested. No call yet, and they're going to get, it looks like a jump ball as Williford goes down in pain. It is a tie-up. Possession arrow favors 5-star.
And he hit his head, so he's slow to get up. He's up now, and he's okay, it looks like. But he hit his forehead directly on the floor. There was a lot of contact. There was a lot of contact, and they called a jump ball after all of it. And easily a foul could have been called 3 or 4 seconds earlier. So if anything, that worked in Compass Prep's advantage just because some time came off the clock.
They actually are going to get possession off the jump ball, so back at it again. Robinson looking for an inbound, gets it to Summers, who is taken down hard on the intentional foul by Marcus. So he'll head to the line. 12.5 seconds to go, 75-71. AZ Compass Prep grind leads 5-Star Academy. Neither side in the bonus yet, so it's a side out for Will Gordon. Gordon gets it over in the corner for Williford. He'll dribble it out. No foul yet coming from 5-Star, and now Robinson is fouled by Long with 6.5 to go. Still not in the bonus. That's only the 3rd foul on 5-Star.
And that was a dangerous pass that time. They were looking for Danielson down low and actually got past him into the corner to Wilford. And it's Robinson fouled, and they still have another one to give, with the time just continuing to tick, tick, tick down towards triple zeros.
Long out, Anderson back in after getting a quick break. 1 foul to give, as you said. They've got 4. 5.7 left on the clock. Side inbound to Will Gordon, and he's fouled immediately by Adrian Marcus. So a 2.5 came off the clock, 4.1 to go. And finally going to the line is Will Gordon.
And with how much, Brendan, this game has been chippy, obviously 5-Star needed to foul a lot, and there just wasn't a lot of fouls called, and we had that up and down grueling pace for a really long time that led to some fun basketball. And in a way, it's almost as if down the stretch, you don't want more fouls early on, but down the stretch, you're almost like, man, I wish I was a lot closer because we would have got the ball earlier instead of about 10 seconds coming off the clock when they needed to foul 4 times.
Gordon hits 1 out of 2. The other way quickly is Nasser. Pull-up 3 from long distance. He hits it off the backboard, but it will not matter. A hard-fought game goes the way of the AZ Compass Prep Grind Dragons. They win this one 76-74 after the buzzer beater 3 goes from Jaden Nasser. And Kobe, what a game we had here.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that it was a 2-point game and really a 5-point game, but 2-possession lead that it should have ended with Compass Prep, but it seemed so much more closer even when it seemed far for 5-Star Academy. And it was a 16-point advantage for Compass Prep early in this 4th quarter, and the battle and fight and no-quit attitude that 5-Star had to come back in this game is certainly admirable. And I think Jason Van Horn will certainly carry that with him, hopefully into the rest of their season when they head back to California. And also a good sight to see between the 2 head coaches as they were very cordial with each other in the end, even though what happened on the basketball court was very chippy and testy. But I think in the end, Brendan, you would say that the better team won in what was really an entertaining contest from start to finish, especially that second half.
So as we said, this is the final game tonight, as we're told the AZ Compass Prep national team and Premier Prep will not take place. So this is our final game here on Inferno Radio. We thank you for tuning in for our doubleheader today. For Gabby Salguero on the sideline and Kobe Bronstein to my left here on the broadcast booth, I'm Brendan Paul saying so long from Chandler. Final score, AZ Compass Prep Grind 76, 5-Star 74. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday afternoon.